All right, it's turbo time. Welcome to Dual Redundancy, where you can hear all the latest about the hottest toy this Christmas season. Accessories sold separately, batteries not included. From three con men Santas. I'm one of those Santas, David Allen, and another one is...
I'm your favorite customer, and the third one is...
I'm just Kyle. I'm just here.
No, come on, Kyle. Get in the holiday spirit.
I will say that I am the Arnold Schwarzenegger to John Sinbad to Dave's creepy Phil Hartman.
Oh, no. Yeah, creepy Ted. I don't want to be Ted. Much rather be Sinbad or Arnold. Some great characters, great actors in a classic film, Jingle All the Way. It's kind of become a holiday tradition here on the podcast. Last year, we did Home Alone for the film's 30th anniversary, but this year, we're doing Jingle All the Way, the 25th anniversary. It's a Christmas time. Like, Thanksgiving is kind of the start of the Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do a Christmas film, Jingle All the Way.
Mm-hmm.
It came out November 22nd, 1996, and of course stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad as two rival fathers, both desperately trying to purchase the biggest toy of the year, a Turbo Man action figure. Now, this is a different kind of podcast because we like to go scene by scene, line by line, breaking a movie down. So that's all you're getting tonight. We're not doing in and out points. We're not doing all that stuff. We're doing Jingle All the Way. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into the movie, I got to ask you guys, what is your connection with this film? Have you seen it before, this week for this podcast? Is it in your holiday, schedule of films that you guys watch, Kyle?
So I remember watching this movie on cable a couple of times, just randomly as it came up. So I don't know if I've ever watched it in full, but I remember watching it with my stepfather at one point, and us just looking at each other, even when I was little, just being like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. But I gotta say, I don't think I've watched it in full from start to finish until for the podcast.
Yeah. John, what about you?
Yeah, same boat. I have seen bits and pieces on TV before, but I've never sat down and watched it.
Well, you guys are in luck because I am an expert in this film. I have seen this film countless times. It's kind of a holiday tradition in my household.
Did you even need to rewatch it?
I honestly probably didn't, but I did rewatch it. It's actually free right now on YouTube. You can watch it. It's that great of a film. YouTube's offering it for free right now during the holiday season
with ads. Can I mention something about that experience? Because that's where I did watch it. And let me just tell you, I don't want ads like this in the movie, because it was like at the most inopportune times. It would just like cut in, and I'm like, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, you'd be right in the moment. Will Turbo Man save the day? Quick check, summer someday. It was just right into it. You just
the thing I liked is they were short ads, but still it was like so abrupt and weird. It's like Mark's Pizzeria.
Yeah, right in the middle of a line. But yeah, no ads during tonight's podcast. We're gonna go right through the movie, and we're gonna start off with the opening scene, and we get kind of this Turbo Man TV series recreation here. And I want to see if you guys can figure out what is going on with just this franchise, because we have Turbo Man, this guy dressed up like the Flash, using a boomerang. He has a jetpack, but his sidekick is like this pink prehistoric dog thing named Booster. And then there's these henchmen of Dementor here, and they're the Demon Team, and they're like Power Rangers, but on the bad.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I mean, I have no idea. In fact, I didn't even really think about it until just because I just took it at face value. Yeah. But now, come to think of it, it does seem really weird to have like a big pink giant creature as some kind of Iron Man Iron Man's pal, like his Robin to his Batman.
Because he's kind of like futuristic,
Mm,
but then the dog is not.
yeah.
And then like Dementor has this demon team.
Mm,
And Dementor looks like he's like a mad scientist. He has like the brain and this
yeah.
kind of glass jar on his head. But
Mm,
the demon team look like Power Rangers, yet they're the bad guys.
mm,
John, do you know what is happening?
I think it makes about as much sense as any other kids show that I've seen on
Yeah.
TV these days. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like someone was just like, we need minions. Use the Power Rangers, and they're like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
That's licensed. Like,
What wardrobe do we have
Yeah.
in the closet on the lot? But we get some iconic catchphrases. It's turbo time, and you can always count on me. A little bit of a mouthful with that last one. Did you know originally it wasn't Turbo Man? It was supposed to be Turbo Tom. Would that have worked better? Turbo Tom.
Maybe if we were in Succession, then we could do Turbo Tom.
Can we please get a reboot with Tom from Succession as Turbo Man? And then cousin Greg can be Booster.
Yeah, that he should dress as that for Halloween. But Turbo Tom, I'm guessing they did that just for alliteration, because why else? I mean, Turbo Man seems more like a realistic character that would be around.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong, but I believe in Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear was actually Lunar Larry. I think it was the original name. They loved the alliteration to start, and then they're like, "No, this is dumb. Let's just call it, Buzz Lightyear or Turbo Man or whatever." But the film was actually inspired because later we're going to see that the Turbo Man is the hottest action figure of the year. But it was actually inspired by all these like sellout toys of the 80s and 90s. Coincidentally, when this film came out, Tickle Me Elmo, that was the craze that year. The same year as the film came out, everyone wanted the Tickle Me Elmo. But I saw on Wikipedia, it even has its own page, a special page for this, that there was in 1983, the Cabbage Patch Riots of 1983, a date that will live in infamy. But it links back to this movie, which is crazy to me that like there's an actual like riot.
Yeah.
Inspired Jingle All the Way.
I'm sure.
Cabbage Patch.
I mean, all those Black Friday kind of things, they revolve around this idea, right? And I mean, it only got worse. I mean, it's kind of died down now with the internet, but back in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, people were going crazy. People were dying from stuff like this. So, I mean, even somebody I was watching it with, when everyone's rushing in is like, well, this is real. And it's like, I mean, not anymore, but it used to be crazy like that.
And I think that's why I connected so much with this movie, because there's so many movies about like the joy of the holidays being scared. And it's like, no, growing up in the 90s, I saw this on TV, the craziness, the commercialism, it's all about the new toy, not about the family. And this is, that's this film, all about the toy. And we get Jamie and his mom. They're going off to karate, and they said, "Oh, where's Dad?" I'm like, "I'm sure Dad is working hard." And we cut to the December 23rd work party, but he actually is working hard.
Yeah,
like everyone else is partying, which I thought was a strange cut for the film. It's like because it's supposed to be like, "Oh, I'm sure he's working hard." Cut to the party, but no, he's in his office.
Actually working.
He's the only one working. He's the mattress king, I guess. And he's selling 200 king size mattresses at a time to his number one customer over and over, the number one customer. Yeah. And was this supposed to like kind of show him as like a liar, like as like this like con man, sleazy guy? Because to me, it's like, well, what do you expect him to say? Is he, "Oh, you're my number two customer"? Of course he's going to say this. This is a classic businessman line.
Yeah, I feel like it paints him as someone who's trying to be a little bit personable more than like sleazy personally, but I don't know. Maybe a little over enthusiastic.
Yeah, because I would say you don't even have to say it at all. I mean, you're calling on December 23rd. So I'm imagining that your call alone means that you
You
care
don't
a
need
lot
it.
about the other
It's
company,
extra.
but then you're just adding on this line that sounds like a used car salesman, you know.
Yes, that's what I'm like saying. It's like, yeah, like why does he need that? And why is the film showing over and over? But of course, it sets
Yeah.
up the joke about he accidentally says it to his wife because
Mhm.
he's in the zone here. And while we're talking about Arnold, I want you to get your thoughts on Arnold because this is a starring role for him, a little different
Mhm.
from the action franchises. But he was paid $20 million out of the $75 million budget for this film. Is that money well spent? Does this work, Kyle? Arnold as Howard.
No, I even wrote it down as like, I mean, okay, let me put this in two perspectives. One, it works in that Arnold Schwarzenegger is basically the Rock of his day, right?
Yeah.
That's essentially what he is. So he's bringing people to the theater. I mean, without him, I don't know if this movie is even made or if even people watch it or whatever. So I guess it's money well spent, and just having him attached to it is marketing the movie, right? But his acting is so bad. He's so bad.
Yeah.
Which The Rock, I think, is a much better actor than Arnold Schwarzenegger ever could be. But I think we're missing the perspective of like how big Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
Yeah.
This guy became a governor of a state.
Yeah.
So he was really, really well known. Right.
No, yeah.
So
I mean, he's
a big deal.
commanding $20 million a picture at this point. I'm gonna see if I can pull up his IMDb just to kind of get an idea what else he was doing at this time. John, your thoughts on Arnold in this film?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm not sure why it was him other than to bring people in. I think it's weird that his kid doesn't have an accent. All right, I mean, like he has an accent. Why doesn't his kid have one? But um, other than that, yeah, I mean, I think it's just trying to get seats, seats filled.
Yeah. Jake Lloyd of the Star Wars franchise is Jamie there, the Anakin Skywalker before that, just a couple years. Yeah, I'm trying. In '93, Arnold had Terminator 2. So he was in Dave. He's kind of going through. Batman and Robin was his next project after this. Is Mr. Freeze. So yeah, he was all over it at this point.
Yeah,
But
he was a big deal, man. I mean, we're talking a huge star before the internet, Instagram, all that thing. He was just known as the dude, right?
yeah, I think like not too long after this, maybe like 6-7 years after this film, I think is when he ran for governor. That's
Wow.
That's crazy. But yeah.
Wait, is that true? He ran for governor that early?
I'm looking at
really early, yeah.
Yeah, because I
I-
thought he ran for governor in like the early
When I was
late
in
90s, early
Let me
2000s.
school or
double
college
check.
or something, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're getting old, guys. Let's see here. I guess I take. Oh, actually, yeah, Republican nominee for governor of California, 2003, and he held the governorship from 2003 to 2011.
Yeah, that's
So
what.
yeah, like
All right.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
All right. Well, we're at the karate match, and that's where we meet an actual actor, comedian, Phil Hartman. He's Ted. Everybody wants to be with Ted in this town. He's the eligible bachelor.
No. How? No. I mean, I love Phil Hartman, but what? That's terrible miscast. I mean, he plays a creep well, but the fact that anybody would want him in this town, what is happening?
Well, he's getting cookies for fixing the door. He's a bit of a handyman. There's some innuendo where the women want him to come fix his porch light. But
he has just the right tool.
Just the right tool. He's the perfect dad. He's putting up Christmas lights on the houses. He's getting a reindeer for Johnny. Just I don't know.
He's a creep, dude.
Yeah, we'll get to a real creepy scene later on. But yeah. But showing up Arnold. Arnold is late. He's driving on the shoulder. He misses, and this is where we meet the cop character. We see throughout the film, we see him a bunch. He's doing the sobriety test, just stalling, and he does the ABCs backwards. And I've always have seen this in movies. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not sure if I could do the ABCs backwards sober.
Yeah.
So I think the reason they do this is to watch you and see how you're thinking, and if your cognitive skills are working, not so much how well you do it, is my understanding.
Yeah, because I think I would be okay, Z, Y, X, and then all of a sudden I get a little tricky there.
Yeah, like U, W,
and then I will do the LMNOP just in that order.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was with you on that. I don't think I could do it backwards, even because I usually have to say it forward to then do it back. It's no, thank you.
Yeah, and he doesn't make it to the karate match, and Jamie is pissed. He has an amazing room, though. When I was a kid watching this, I always thought his room was just so cool. With I'm not a superhero fan, but the decals are so elaborate and there's so much going on. But of course, Arnold wants to make it up to him, promises him whatever he wants. He's like, "Don't worry, I wrote Santa," and he recites the big commercial of Turbo Man, and then it's a quick turnaround. He would whoever doesn't get it will be a loser. I'm gonna get it. Thanks, Dad. You're the best. And it's like, man, you're really trusting this guy who just a second ago you're like, you're always a liar. You're always behind. But this one time, I'm sure it'll work. Fool me once, but he's a kid.
He is a kid, and it's his dad. So, I mean, we've seen other movies where people believe they're deadbeat dads, and it's not like he's a deadbeat dad. He's just overworked and
he's the
probably
mattress king of wherever, Minneapolis or wherever he is.
Yeah.
But
and you would think, hang on, I just want to preface this. Okay, we're gonna get to the parade scene, but if he's a mattress king, wouldn't he have a float in the parade too?
That is true. Especially there was the police doing backflips on trampolines, and then when Sinbad falls, spoiler alert, he lands on like a nice soft present or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, why isn't there's no sleeping mattress float? But I don't want to pick on the kid too much here, but I have to ask you guys, is he bright up here? Because the very next scene, it's Christmas Eve. They're having breakfast or whatever. Arnold comes down and he says, "Oh wait," and the wife's like, "Oh, you're going to the office? It's Christmas Eve." And he of course says, "Well, I'm going to the office to pick up the DOLL." This kid doesn't know how to spell a 4-letter word, a doll.
That's probably more for Arnold. He probably doesn't know how to spell doll.
It was a spelling bee test for Arnold there. Yeah, I gotta go pick up the DOLL.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the kid hears it because he's like, "Oh, you'll be back for the parade, right?" So he hears the dad talking. He just can't put together that doll.
Yeah.
Yikes, Jamie. Stop watching TV and maybe read a book.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember seeing that and just being like, what in the hell?
Yeah, well.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, he's off to go get the doll, the DOLL, and we get to the toy store, the very first one, and we meet Sinbad. And I gotta easily MVP, my favorite character of the film. I feel like when I'm watching this, I feel like everything he's doing is just like a stand-up bit, from his stand-up routine. He's going off. He's like, "I gotta deliver these stupid letters from kids. Can I get a bike and a slinky? No, your father's been laid off." It's like he's just on fire, and he's doing this monologue of he's like a conspiracy guy. He's like, "I know what I'm talking about. I went to junior college for a semester." And it's boom, boom, boom. He's talking about how his wife slept with everyone in the post office but him, and he ends up choking a woman in the rage of it all.
Yeah,
and he's just, I think it works because he's playing alongside Arnold, who we've talked about may not be the greatest actor here. And meanwhile, Sinbad's doing 110%. What are your thoughts on Sinbad here, John?
Yeah, he fits the part. I think I don't know. I don't have anything either way. I think he fit the role well, and he did a good job with it.
Yeah, Kyle, Sinbad.
Yeah, I think he's fine. I mean, you might be higher on him than I am,
I definitely am.
but I think he's fine in that role. And surprisingly, he's a similar size to Arnold, just height wise. I'm just seeing here, but yeah, I thought he was good, and I thought like, I don't know how much the script was based on him just riffing, but it seems like he played the role well. He did what was asked of him.
Well, yeah, it's interesting you bring that up because he actually wasn't the first choice for all this. The producer, Chris Columbus, who actually did Home Alone, he was a producer on this film. They wanted Joe Pesci, but he's actually much shorter than Arnold. And so the height thing wasn't going to really work. And Sinbad is actually closer to height and size. And he got the part and he improvised most of his lines. So that is probably why we're getting the stand-up feel. But this was wild to me because it said producers felt Sinbad was unsuited for the villain role because it could harm his clean, family-oriented comedy act and reputation. He had that. Maybe I just grew up with this, but I always thought he was a little bit more of an edgier comic. Maybe I was way off.
I have no idea what
Sinbad,
his comedy
bad
was
is in his name.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what his comedy is like. So maybe he did maybe he worked clean, and maybe they thought him being a villain. I don't know. It's agents and all these people get in areas, and it's like, what are we talking about? It's like, isn't everybody's idea to be more diverse with their career? So what the hell's the problem here?
That's true. I will say, yeah, I'm a little bit biased, and I like Sinbad. I actually have a quick run-in with him. When I was in Los Angeles, I was coming home from something, and literally as he was walking out, I ran into him, and it was just one of those things where it's starstruck, and I talked to him for a little bit, and I mentioned to him, he knows my fandom. I said, I loved you in Jingle All the Way. He had a quick laugh. And as we could tell by this photo, he loved it. He just was so happy.
Clearly he loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely.
Yeah, there you go. He knows that there's the fans of Jingle All the Way out there.
Oh my gosh, man. You're probably his number one fan.
I'm his number one customer. Yeah.
You even have A in the background just for your support of him.
There you go. But we finally get inside this toy store, and all the workers, including the first film role of Chris Parnell, they're asking about the Turbo Man, and everyone is laughing. Everyone in the store winds up laughing because it's like, are you guys dumb? This is the hottest selling toy ever. Of course it's not going to be here. And I have to ask you guys, well, what were they all doing outside? What were they all waiting for 9 o'clock on the dot? There's a huge line. They're all going into the store at 9 a.m. to get a Slinky.
On Christmas Eve. They all must have forgotten to buy Christmas presents.
They're trampling the store owner for what? A board game? No, they came in for Turbo Man. So like for all them to be laughing, there's the woman even laughing too. She's holding a Turbo Man something or other.
Booster.
So it's like, yeah, booster maybe. I just think that's like, they're all like laughing. Oh, you guys are so dumb. It's like, well, why are you guys all there? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I even wrote a note down that says the laughing store clerks are insane. Like if anybody like responded in that way, I'd be like, what? Are you serious? Like who's doing this? This is an insane reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. But they got it though. Yeah. Arnold wasn't having it. Picked them up, both of them at the same time. And, he finds out that there's one that just left. It was on layaway. And immediately Sinbad turns on Arnold. And we get this kind of thing throughout the movie. They're friends, and then they hate each other. Arnold knocks him out with an RC car. The mail is flying in the air. And we see this a lot. I love how he's like the Newman of the post office workers in this universe. He doesn't care at all about the mail. And for some other reason also, is it just me? Is there actually mail on December 24th on Christmas Eve? Isn't that one of those holidays where there just isn't mail on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day?
Pretty sure there's not, no.
Yeah, so
who knows? In this USPS, it's pretty much every day is no mail. So
that is true. But yeah, and I just love. Well, none of this mail is getting delivered anyways, even if it was supposed to come out today. But Anyways, Arnold sees it's perfectly positioned in the back of a woman's trunk window. It was perfectly there so you could track down the car. But there's no luck, doesn't catch up to it. And then we get this montage and him going to all these different stores.
Speaking of montage, it was like the most low budget montage of all time. Like somebody could have created that in iMovie today, and it was like clip art images,
toys.
It's just, man, this is some low budget montage.
Yeah. And you brought it up earlier. I don't know if this movie could be made now because he's going to every different store. He's checking. It's like now it's just like you would just have a smartphone. First of all, you would just call all these stores. Do you have Turbo Man? No, okay. Or you would go on eBay.
Yep.
Buy Turbo Man or whatever it is, Facebook Marketplace. Like,
I mean, that could be a movie in and of itself. You go and try and buy this from Facebook Marketplace, and each interaction you have with the crazy people of Facebook Marketplace.
That's true, yeah. But let's see here. We get back at the house. Ted is visiting. Says, oh, go take a shower. I'll take out the cookies. Don't worry about it. And of course, Howard calls, and we get the exchange here. One of probably the famous lines from the film. And he goes, "Oh, your wife's cookies are out of this world." And Arnold responds back with a line that Ekuka Becky also put on Instagram here. Favorite line: "Put that cookie down now." That was my impression. What do you think?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
It's an impression for sure.
It is an impression.
I will say this is almost doesn't he have a line every movie? This is almost like the get to the chopper.
It's funny because I can't remember when it was, but he recreated a bunch of lines on one film set and he released them on Twitter or Instagram or something. And he did the chopper line. He does and he did this line as well. It was only 3 or 4 lines that he did. So this is in his top 3 or 4 that he did. People wanted it and requested it. But yeah, there's a lot of misunderstandings with the phone. Later, the reindeer is named Ted, and the kid says to him, "Oh, where's your mom? Oh, she's next door petting Ted." And he's, "She's what?" And it's just hijinks.
Well, yeah. But Ted's creep, man. Yeah, he is a creepy dude.
Creeper.
Oh, she's in the shower. Want me to go check? No, Ted. What do you think? Come on.
Also, who's taking a shower with their neighbor over?
Yeah. The neighbor and the neighbor's kid as well.
It's a no for me.
And there's cookies in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, don't worry. Ted's going to take care of it.
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes, golden brown. He knows the drill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sinbad wants to team up again and doesn't go so well. Somebody runs by. There's a late delivery at Toy Works. It's the top story. They just assume everyone's out trying to get Turbo Man. And there's a late delivery. Howard bumps in to a police bike with his car, and of course, there we go. Another run-in with the cops. He breaks the mirror on the cop car.
This cop is everywhere, man.
He's everywhere. Busy day for him. He doesn't stop. He's pulling in overtime.
Yeah.
But we go to the Mall of America, and I like how the worker at the store is using that toy microphone thing as an announcing thing to announce to the crowd the situation. And I love how they're like, "Oh, don't worry, if you don't like Turbo Man, there's plenty of his faithful sidekick Booster available." And everyone in this film, the running joke of the film, everyone hates Booster. The adults are immediately booing him, and it's just, "Boo, we don't want him." And then later in the film, the kids Dementor knocks him into the crowd, and the kids just start beating up Booster in the street. Nobody likes Booster.
No.
But yeah.
But I mean, really, it's the same thing. Batman and Robin.
Yep.
Who's gonna want Robin, honestly?
No.
So
yeah, because no one even knows what Booster is. This pink saber-toothed tiger. It's just what?
He looks like Pepto-Bismol a little bit.
But they're going to do an orderly line for the lottery ball. And then they give up on that. They throw them up into the air. They're going everywhere. It's chaos again. Sinbad pepper sprays him.
But
Get the
here's the
ball.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They're fighting over the lottery ball that doesn't even guarantee them a thing they're going crazy over. There's 1,000 balls.
1 in 1,000 chance. You got to take that odd. You know,
No.
it could be the winner. But yeah, like there's like hundreds in that pile, and for some reason he gets one, and like that's the only one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Because he wants it too.
Yeah.
Sinbad and Arnold both want the same one, and then Arnold pulls a fast one here, gets the crowd to turn on Sinbad. He got two, and of course they chase him and get this sequence that actually it's dumb. It's no real Mad Max action sequence, but he's doing this like run to the classic, that theme music, and like all the music hits like with the action. You got the jump on the piano, the head hits the beam, all that stuff. But it ends up landing in this kid's lap, and like she goes to swallow the ball. They're in this ball pit, and she puts it in her mouth, and immediately grabs the kid's face to kind of spit it out. And the purses just start, all the moms are like, "Get out of here, you creep! Get out of here!" And I will say, not great that he's in a ball pit with children.
Yes.
That's not good. But did the mom not see that the kid did put a ball in her mouth, and he was trying to save her. He was trying to pop it out. It was immediately as soon as it went in the mouth, boom, purses were flying.
I think the fact that there's a grown man in a ball pit with children overrides anything.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Justice for Arnold. He was trying to save that girl's life.
The whole time the ball was bouncing, I was like, this ball is bouncing forever. It's it just never stops.
The bounce on this thing. I had Super Balls as a kid and it never went that far. Never.
Also, can we go back to when they turn on Sinbad? He yells out Rodney King.
He does.
What a joke. Jesus,
especially
man.
at the time. This is 1996.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, not good for Arnold. Let's see here. He's around the store walking around, and we meet Jim Belushi as the Santa con man with Danny Woodburn as his trusty elf, who's we know Kyle as Mickey from Seinfeld, and it's the two of them. They may have a connection to a Turbo Man, and I love how they have like the Turbo Man with like today's newspaper in the Polaroid. It's like it's a hostage situation. But
it's so stupid.
Here it is. We got one.
Yeah.
And we go to this like compound. We got this attack dog with reindeer antlers, and this password of Jingle Bells, Batman smells, and we get in. And I have to ask, what is actually happening? What is this service that they're providing? Because there's just like so many like giant bears.
Yeah.
Like that's like their only product, really.
Maybe they're smuggling in counterfeit toys inside the bear.
Inside the bears, maybe.
And they could sell the bear as well.
Yeah, it just all of it just looks like cheap garbage. It looks like it's not like they're knockoffs of like if I saw a line of Turbo Man knockoffs, that would be something. Or if it was like a bunch of Nintendo 64s or like this is just like the stuff you find at like a county fair that you don't really want. And it's just like, like the giant teddy bear that you may have for like a night. And then you're like, oh, why do I have this? So I don't understand, like, how are they making like all this like money on this just garbage? It's nobody wants this, but
also we go back to the compound when Santa and his elf were still working.
Yeah.
And they can just leave anytime.
All these Santas should be working at some mall somewhere.
It's the day or two before Christmas
Eve. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hottest time. But it's $300 for a Turbo Man doll, not Chocolate Kisses, $300. And we get this one here, and it's not the one Arnold wants. It's the multilingual version. And it falls into pieces. So he's not happy. He got conned, and he calls these guys sleazy con man in red suits, and that like stops them in their tracks. They're like, "What? What did you say?" And he's like, earlier he's calling him, "You're not the real Santa," and it gets these guys so mad. And it's like, first of all, these guys know they're not the real Santa,
Yeah.
and two, they know they're con men. Like they don't want
Mhm.
to. Like they kind of admit it, but like how dare you, sleazy con man? We're not that. We're providing a service for these children. Get out, you guys. No, no, you're not. So, but I don't know. We get this "what are you, chicken" kind of moment. The Marty McFly thing here is Arnold's weakness. What are you, chicken? And this sequence is Chris Columbus Home Alone. He pulls the beard back so hard it flips him onto his head. He does these like flips onto his head. It was so strong of a pull of that beard.
Yeah, man, he really strung it back. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I guess so. You would think it would just rip the rubber band, I think, but
Nope.
No, it sends him flying. There's this fight scene, candy cane nunchucks. It's wild, and then we get this a smaller Santa on top of Arnold's head get punched and flies across the room. He goes 20 feet, like at 30 feet.
Lot. Yeah,
he flies back into the wall. Who's in more pain here? This is like the Home Alone thing we did last year when who is it? Is it Harry? Is it Marv? One becomes a skeleton, one gets his hair on. One gets flipped so hard that he flips, over and over onto his head. This guy flies across the room and it hits a wall. Which one do you think is in more pain?
I'm going with the straight punch to the face.
Yeah, I don't want to get punched by that guy. He's bigger than Arnold.
Yeah, I was thinking, I wrote that down. I was like, this guy is huge. They must have found somebody ginormous to match up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was bigger than him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like he had that candy cane, I don't know, stick that he hit the other Santas down with. But this one, he hits the big Santa and boom, it just breaks in half without a scratch on him. But yeah, but that's all it took because then it distracted the big guy. Arnold knocks him out and then it's chaos. There's a police raid. It's the Grinch. That's what they yell.
Yeah.
We find this a little fake police
my
badge.
God. Yeah.
And it works. It
works.
It tricks them.
Yeah, it works all right.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
He's been working on this bus for years and they just came barging in. How dare they? But
how often is this bus for years that there's Santas rolling around in this shop for
24/7.
3 years for 24?
When it's not Christmas, they're the Easter Bunny, and then they're they're doing Halloween candy. It's Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, it's Spirit Halloween of con men. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, it's a year-round operation.
Oh, okay.
But, Arnold's having a bad day. His car breaks down. He goes to the diner, and of course, runs into Sinbad again. We get one chance a year to not prove we were screw up, and what do? We screw it up. I don't know if this is your one chance. I think you have plenty of other days to really prove yourself as a father instead of just a Christmas present. But Sinbad said his kid's going to need therapy because he never forgave his father. He wanted some army gun as a kid. The kid next door got it, became a CEO and billionaire. I didn't, and I'm a loser. Does that connection work? Does that add up?
I'm going to say this whole monologue, the message of it is way not good at all. Like, it's just terrible. I mean, we're talking about somebody who wants a material thing to feel better, thinks that, he doesn't like his dad because he didn't get the material thing. And then he says his life's a screw up because he's just a mailman, which is like a pretty civil servant type job, which a lot of people would be happy to have. So I don't know. This whole monologue just was so off base for me.
Yeah, and it really affects Arnold. He then sees little Jamie as Sinbad in the costume here, drinking the alcohol.
Yeah.
This was weird. This was odd. This was a
Mhm.
choice that the filmmakers wanted to do,
Mhm.
but here he is. So we hear this radio contest, and if you can answer this question, you can win a Turbo Man. All you need to do is name all 8 reindeer. All right, I'm putting you guys on the spot. Can you name all 8 reindeer? Go.
Well, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall Rudolph, baby? That's all of them, right? Did I
think
win a
so.
Turbo
'em.
Man?
I think you won the
Oh,
Turbo Man.
The cord was pulled. Sorry, Kyle. You didn't win.
Oh, yeah. I do love when they like pull the cord and he's still yelling into the phone, 911. Just like, the phone is broken, but turns out it's right down the street. So they start running again.
Yep.
Arnold bursts down the door, and Sinbad comes in with a package claiming that it's a homemade explosive device. Hundreds come in the mail every day. Sometimes he keeps them just in case. And yeah, this movie's dark for a kid's movie.
Yeah.
But he throws the box down, to scare him, and it turns out just the music box. We're okay. We're okay. But I like how the radio DJ here claims, whoa. I never said I had a Turbo Man here. What I actually said was whoever won would get one eventually. And I actually played it back because I'm like, I don't think he said that. And I played it back and he doesn't say it. At least we don't hear him say that. He says, the first caller will win the hottest toy. He didn't say eventually. He just says you're going to get
He
one.
didn't say you're going to get it delivered today, though.
Yeah.
That
He
is
never
true.
said
You're just going to
today.
win. You win the voucher, and you get to go redeem it whenever you can.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think both parties are at fault here because it's like, you're gonna win one. I didn't, but he's like, oh, I said eventually. No, you never said eventually. You didn't say today. Make up your mind. Where's the fine print?
The biggest issue I have is a voucher for one. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you don't have it on hand, but at least order one for me. That's the whole hard part is finding one, not buying it. Like,
yeah, this voucher is good for what? The next year when I could finally get one in April. No. But I don't know. The cops were already called. They catch Sinbad in the hall. Arnold tries to escape by the stairs, but of course caught by his captain friend there. And and Sinbad does his bomb trick again. And I think line after line, I think he kills in this. He's like, I work for the post office, so I'm not stable. Put down your guns. Yeah, you too, Barnaby Jones. And then I don't know if you move because I got the ears of a snake. He's just going. He leaves him with this bomb here, but the captain's not buying it. I was on the bomb squad for 10 years. We've been duped. He opens it and boom. And
such a Looney Tune type, what in the hell?
Especially because, this guy is burnt to a crisp. He's gone. Everybody around him is fine.
Yeah.
There's the one guy is like, 10 years, really? He's just like standing there like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But
it's very just Looney Tunes.
Even Sinbad was like, really? That was a bomb? It's a sick world with sick people. He's just, come on.
Yep.
But Arnold makes it home. He's okay. He's safe. But he's mad because he's seen Ted put up the star on his Christmas tree. He has gone too far. So he's going to go steal Turbo Man from Ted. He does that shake of the box. He can hear it. It's in there. But he immediately feels bad for stealing from a kid. So he goes to bring it back in, but then the reindeer attacks. And he kicks a wise man's head and it's on fire. It goes out to the carolers. It's just chaos. It's just a whole.
It's so ridiculous.
And he gets caught here. And I know it's like in the moment. I know you're like, oh, what's happened? What's going on? Put the box down.
Yeah.
Just put the box down, because
Yep.
you have the nicest alibi where it's just like, what are you doing in here? It's like, I saw smoke. The reindeer must have
Yeah.
gotten in and knocked something in the fire. I was trying to save your house. I was trying to be a good neighbor. But not when you have the box in your hand.
I was
Yeah.
saving the present so it didn't catch on fire.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I knew how important this was for Johnny. I had to save Turbo Man. But the wife asked Ted, no, take me to the parade. And Ted says to Arnold, you can't bench press your way out of this one. Is that a good zinger,
Oh.
Kyle?
What? Yeah. He thinks it's a zinger. It's just so stupid. It's just such a dumb.
Also,
Ugh.
his house is on fire. Why are you
I
going to a
know.
parade?
That is true. Yeah, there's still smoke. There's still fire. You got to take care of that. There's a giant hole in your window.
That's
It's
second
drafty.
fiddle when you're trying to bang the neighbor's wife.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
That can be an afterthought.
Yeah, don't worry about that later.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the reindeer's still in the house, and well, don't worry. Arnold just punches it in the face.
Yeah.
And it's just me, or when like the reindeer falls, it sounds like it's a human, right? He goes like, "Aw," like, right?
Yeah,
Why?
I'm sure. Why not? I mean, he punched a reindeer. Why not?
Jim, we need a
Can you
sound
at least
effect.
do
Get in the booth.
Do like the Wilhelm scream here, like,
Yeah.
like something, but just aw.
But then he gets the reindeer drunk, doesn't he?
Yeah,
This movie's all over the place.
friends
There's
after
no
that.
way.
Yeah, they're good. They're good friends. Yeah, because he pours at least some in the bowl, but I'm assuming that the whole bowl was it too, because he's burping from it. So yeah, guess drunk reindeer all before this parade. And guys, this whole movie takes place on Christmas Eve. This has to be the longest day ever, right? This is like Ferris Bueller and his day off.
This is like 24.
Because the sun sets at like 4:30 and Christmas Eve. Like, meanwhile, he did all this. He went to all these stores. He did the Santa Con Man thing. He did the reindeer. The parade hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Somehow, this is what, like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Like,
Still daylight.
Yeah. And this parade is like bigger than Macy's, I think. It's crazy. There's the balloons, there's Sonic, Gumby, Paddington, there's like every IP character of the time. There's 2 marching bands, there's a pyrotechnic stunt show, there's the cop float with the trampoline, the guy is doing flips. This is wild, this parade. But I love how there's like detail of all this stuff's going on, but the kids, the dumb kid and his friend are so excited to see Cat in the Hat. They go, Cat in the Hat, and then they give each other high fives. Have you ever been excited for the Cat in the Hat?
No.
Oh my God.
Not for the cop that did a backflip. Not for the pyrotechnic stunt show. Cat in a Hat is here.
Hey, have you ever seen a cat in a hat? So
yeah, that's true.
Back off. No, I'm just
yeah, that is true.
The high fiving after it's oh my God.
Yeah, that's awesome. Right on. But he's saving...
How do we feel about parades? Yay or nay?
It depends the length of these parades.
Yeah.
It's like some of them can, first of all, they take forever to start. And sometimes you get like the first like 10 minutes and it's just like slow moving, fire trucks.
Yeah.
Like, all right, keep going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, honestly, depends. If it's like something cool like the Macy's parade with the balloons, but other than that,
yeah, they're pretty lame.
It's like fireworks. Okay, it's cool for the first like 30 seconds, and then you're like, all right, when's the finale?
Yeah.
But they're saving Turbo Man for that finale. He's the best for last. He's even over Santa. All the people want is Turbo Man. But we get this creepy scene. This is the weirdest, the creepiest, the worst scene probably in the film with Ted and Liz. They're in the van. He's trying to be like, oh, I'm a very eligible bachelor. People would give anything to be in your position. He knew of this connection when she asked about marinating ahi tuna. That's what did it. That's what sealed the deal. But man, I'm just so this is one of those like nice moments when he gets the stuff thrown in his face, the eggnog or whatever it was. It's like, all right, good. You got what you deserved, and she got out of there.
Yeah,
But
because I mean, she knew he was a creep, right?
Yeah.
The entire time.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Because there was a point earlier when there was like the carolers, and he tried putting his arm around her, and she kind of like yanks it off.
Yeah.
And gets out of the way. But
Also, can we mention with carolers? They do this in movies. I've never seen a caroler in my entire life. Who does this?
I'm gonna do it this Christmas. I'm gonna go to your apartment. Sleigh bells ring.
Yeah.
Are you listening?
Go ahead and knock on apartment doors in New York City. See
Yeah.
if you don't get shot. Jesus.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think maybe like one time I think I went caroling in the town, part of like the chorus middle school project or whatever, in the little town. And of course, it's like I think it was like planned because like people were like, oh, they know we're coming because it's such a small town and people came out to hear it. But like, yeah, for people to just like stand in this like little street town
Like
area
cul-de-sac.
for 20 minutes singing songs to nobody. No.
Yeah.
But Arnold sees this all go down in the van, but he gets bumped into the cop again. He spills hot coffee all over him, and they're chasing each other. And Arnold ends up in this warehouse, and they grab him immediately. They start dressing him up, and it's supposed to be like, oh, we're not supposed to know what's going on, but it's like clear what's happening. He's being dressed up as Turbo Man, and there's like the floor manager there. He's like, oh, thank you so much for filling in that what happened in rehearsal was a freak accident. Don't worry, the guy showed a little brain activity today, so all's good. We're all okay.
So stupid.
And you would think that after this happened in rehearsal, which was like earlier that day, the day before, they would be like, all right, we're scrapping this.
Yeah.
Let's just not do the stunt show. He could just stay on the float and just salute. But nope, show must go on for this town here. We got to have Turbo Man nearly kill himself for
Gotta
this.
have him.
But yeah.
I just love the fact that they don't even know who this guy is enough to put him in a suit to
Don't worry about the safety and the jetpack and all this other stuff. Just throw it together. Booster's there. He's chain smoking. He's telling racist jokes. He kind of gets what he deserves later, getting punched up a bit. But Arnold is Turbo Man. He's there. He comes up through the hole in the float. He's now giving out salutes. Perfectly timed, this parade and this float to land exactly and stop right where he would see Jamie in the crowd. And to give him the special DOLL, the voice is being modulated supposedly, but I don't think so. It's like it's clear it's still an Austrian accent, which really makes me wonder. Maybe the kid got it from the mom, because the mom also does not see and hear that this man is his husband. Like, there's a little yellow visor that's blocking his face just a little bit. You can still see his face.
It's hard to see, dude.
But also, like, how many Austrian bodybuilders are in this town?
There's a lot, okay?
There's a lot. But yeah, I love how he takes off the helmet later, and everyone's like, Howard, what? It's like the Scooby-Doo. I never would have expected it was you.
Yeah. You're also...
How is this possible?
You're also surprised the kid didn't get DOLL and can't know who his father is, all right?
His father's never there. He doesn't recognize him. It all makes sense. But then, of course, this is how the film's going to end. If Arnold is Turbo Man, then Sinbad is going to be Dementor. He crashes the float as well. And it's just like, there's so many questions with Sinbad, because it's like, how does he even know how to do the grappling hook to get on the float? Like, that's a huge stunt. And somehow he manages to figure out the grappling hook, gets on the float. And then he takes his like hand off of the suit, punches Arnold in the face, comes back to him, and like, I don't even know how they do this trick in real life, let alone how he would know how to do this.
Maybe he was secretly, working
Watching
the
rehearsals.
yeah.
But like, because he doesn't know this show. He doesn't even know what Turbo Man is. Because I love this runner throughout the film. He always is saying Turtle Man. He's always saying, like he in this part, he goes, ta Turtle Man. He doesn't know it's Turbo Man. Like, so it's like he doesn't know anything about this character. But I just don't understand how that trick works. John, like, I mean, I know probably movie magic how they did it, but like, how did they actually do it in the real world?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Holiday magic.
But yeah, I will say another favorite Sinbad moment is he just is like running and he just like pushes down this present and he just goes, get out of the way, box. It's like he's just like, again, how does this person, like, there's no eye holes for this person in this box and these ornaments. There's no way any of these people can see, but yeah,
just blast him.
Yeah.
I do remember, this is the scene I remember most. I've seen this scene probably the most, the parade scene.
The parade. Yeah, and there's a lot of good stuff in here. And Arnold, he has his own tricks. He has this jetpack and he pretty much goes into space. This thing, he flies up. Spinning around, he falls back down to Earth.
Stupid.
He's going through skyscrapers, and he even goes through someone's entire apartment. It's just wild that like this family, first of all, like, nope, not doing the parade thing. Like this parade is literally outside your window. They don't care. They're gonna sit down and have dinner during the parade. But yeah, it's like right through the house.
And then he doesn't go through the brick wall. He holds himself.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's that strong. But
yeah,
he also manages to figure out the boomerang, which I don't think I could do it without any practice. But somehow he's managed to get it to work first try. Saves the day. Sinbad falls to his demise here, and yeah, it's all over. Jamie is safe. The wife is. Liz is so impressed to see Howard in that fake muscle suit. She does that like, oh, Howard. Like, isn't this what Arnold looks like just in general?
Know.
Like, without the suit, I think he looks like this.
I guess she likes a man in uniform,
It's true. Yeah, I got the boomerang, got the jetpack. Yeah, maybe. And then we get of course, the mistake from the cop. The captain's like, oh, we could use a guy like you on the force. Goes to salute him and turns around and look who it is. It's your buddy throughout the whole movie. But one last thing here with Jamie and Sinbad. I just realized I've been calling Sinbad and Arnold. They're just actor names the entire hour. Yep. That's fine. Yep.
Who knows their character names, honestly?
Exactly. But Sinbad gets the toy in the end from Jamie. He's like, I got the real Turbo Man at home. And the film is making it seem like this is all a happy ending. But Sinbad's going to jail.
Yeah. What's he going to do with the toy in jail?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to evidence. That's going into the locker. It's because this is what I got from the possible crimes of the day for Sinbad. Child endangerment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what the term would be, but he knocked out and tied up the real Dementor that was supposed to be in the float.
Mm-hmm.
He gave the police a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm sure also destroying and losing mail is also a crime, a federal crime too. So it's just like he's going away. It's not a happy ending for him at all. But
I'm also thinking Jamie gives up this toy that a lot of people almost died for. Yeah. And he's just giving it away.
Yeah, maybe Sinbad could give it to the judge and be like, hey, judge, you got a kid, right? Maybe let's work something out.
Maybe.
But yeah, Arnold, he tells his family, I'm never leaving your side. I'm going to be around more. And then immediately he's picked up and carried away. Just goes away. Nope, see ya. I'm with the crowd. I'm with my fans. And that's the film. But I got to ask you first, did you guys stick around for the end credits tag?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
What?
Yep. There was a Marvel post-credit scene before before Marvel, I guess.
What?
He hangs up the star on the tree, and Liz, his wife, is just so impressed. He did all this for Jamie, and that just shows how much he loves Jamie.
Mhm.
So she says, well, it makes me wonder if you would do all this for him, what did you get me? And then we get the crazy zoom in again on him.
My God.
Oh no, I forgot to also get my wife. This guy didn't get my kid a present, didn't get my wife a present. Maybe somebody else should have Liz in town. That's all I'm saying. Maybe Liz deserves better.
Or maybe he's just got to put the suit back on again.
There you go. Maybe
Be
that's
like,
the.
Here's your present right here.
Yeah, but it's weird. Like, it's kind of like setting up a sequel, but spoiler, we never got a sequel to this film. This film, while I love it dearly, it did get a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. It did make its budget back. It made nearly $130 million against its $75 million budget. So it's a profitable film. We got a sequel a bit later, though. And I got to ask you, will this be our next anniversary film produced in partnership with WWE Studios and released straight to video? Jingle All the Way 2, starring Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh my God.
Came out in 2014. So I don't know, maybe in 3 years we can do the 10-year anniversary of this film.
No, thank you. I'm going to nix that right now. No, thank you.
There is not enough money in the world to make me watch this. And I love this first film. This film, as I said, with a budget of $75 million. This film, a budget of $5 million. There's only one review on Wikipedia. If you go on the Wikipedia page, normally there's like, oh, critical consensus. Oh, what did people think? Oh, here's the good, the bad. There's only one review, one sentence, and it's what's actually insidious about the whole endeavor is that it's so good at being so bad. David
Untapped
Schelling
market
of Vice.
We could be the second, third, and fourth reviewers.
That is true. It could be. Dual Redundancy states that this film, not bad. could find a worse way to spend 90 minutes.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Jingle All the Way to. We're not going to jingle all the way to this film. Don't worry. That's it. But yeah, that is Jingle All the Way. Is there any closing thoughts on this holiday classic? Would you recommend it to anyone? Or is it just because I saw this film probably when I was like 8 years old, was Jamie's age, and like loved it, and just I'm clouded by nostalgia? Or is there anything here just for fun?
I mean, maybe to go look back at Arnold and see him do this stupid movie, but I don't know. I mean, it's really cartoonish. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, the parade scene is fun. That's probably the most fun. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's probably worth a watch once. I don't know if I'd watch it every year, and it's a little much, but you know, you watch it once when you're in the mood for something in the holidays. It's not overly sappy, and yeah, it'll be all right.
I may be stuck watching this twice this year because I watched it in November for this podcast, and I'm sure I'll have to watch it in December with my family for Christmas. So,
oh yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you should be able to quote it by now.
No, yeah. Put that movie down now. But yeah, that is it for Jingle All the Way. Well, we got a lot coming up in the final month of Dual Redundancy. There's a lot of possibilities actually for next week's show. We're still figuring out what we actually want to do. There's a bunch of new series. There's Wheel of Time, Cowboy Bebop, and Hawkeye. Plus, there's a bunch of movies: House of Gucci, Licorice Pizza. There's a lot of things to be talking about over Thanksgiving break. I'm sure we'll figure out something. But if you liked this movie pod, we have a bunch of others that we have done over these years. We've done the same exact thing for Ghostbusters, for Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Road Trip, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and other holiday films like Home Alone and everyone's favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard. But yeah, that is it. You can find episodes of the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the blog, dualredundancy.com. We're live Tuesday nights on Twitch, twitch.tv/Dual Redundancy, usually 8 p.m. Eastern. And then make sure you're following us on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram at Dual Redundancy, so you know what we're talking about and when we're talking about it and how to get your reviews onto the show. I really, really, really have to thank you guys for doing this tonight. And for most importantly, sitting down and watching this 90-minute, 17% Rotten Tomatoes film. I really could not do this without you. For John, for directing the show, making new graphics. We went all out. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube. A lot of moving parts tonight. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
All right. Until next time, I'm David Allen.
John Berwick.
And I'm Kyle Bridger.
And that's all we got for Dual Redundancy. Ta-ta, Turtle Man.